So myself, Deepak Pesote, I am presenting the zone electrophoresis and isoelectric focusing electrophoresis. So we see the introduction of electrophoresis. Electrophoresis is a physical method of analysis which involves a separation of compounds that are capable of acquiring electric charge in conducting electrodes. So definition of the electrophoresis is the electrophoresis may be defined as the migration of the charged particle through a solution under the influence of an external electric field. Ions that are suspended between two electrodes tends to travel towards the electrodes that bears opposite charge. Electrophoresis of positively charged particle called cataphoresis, while electrophoresis of negatively charged particle called anaphoresis. The electrokinetic phenomenon of electrophoresis was observed for the first time in 1807 by Russian professors Peter Ivanovich Strakov and Ferdinand Friedrich Rios at Moscow University. So we see the types of electrophoresis. In the types of electrophoresis, the zone electrophoresis and the moving boundary electrophoresis are the two main important types of the electrophoresis. In zone electrophoresis, paper electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis, thin electrophoresis, cellulose acetate electrophoresis are included. And in moving boundary electrophoresis, capillary electrophoresis, isotachophoresis, isoelectric focusing, immunoelectrophoresis is included. So we see in detail the zone electrophoresis. So what is meant by the zone electrophoresis? The compound is separated and distributed into the discrete zone on the support media. So it involves the migration of the charged particle on the supporting media. So here the various supporting media are used as the paper, cellulose acetate membrane, starch gel, polyacrylamide gel are the support media used in the zone electrophoresis. So supporting media is saturated with buffer solution. Small volume of the sample is applied at narrow band. On application of PD at the ends of a strip, components migrates at a rate determined by its electrophoretic mobility. So here are the various advantages of the zone electrophoresis. First one is the useful in biochemical investigation. So zone electrophoresis is very useful in the various biochemical investigation like DNA separation or DNA identification. Second is the small quantity of sample can be analyzed. Here the small quantity of sample will be analyzed by using the zone electrophoresis. So cost is low for the zone electrophoresis and maintenance is easy. So various disadvantages: unsuitable for accurate mobility and isoelectric point determination. And the second one is that due to the presence of supporting medium, technical complications such as capillary flow, electroosmosis, absorption, and molecular sieving are introduced. So general method of operation: firstly, saturation of the medium with the buffer solution. After that, the sample is applied on that buffer medium, and the electrophoretic separation is done. After the electrophoretic separation done, removal of the supporting media can be done. So in the instrumentation of the zone electrophoresis, there is the electrophoretic chamber which contain the electrodes that are the anode and cathode, and the diffusion barriers are also used in the instrumentation of the zone electrophoresis. Supporting and stabilizing media also there, and it is the inert to sample and to any developing reagent. So we see the paper electrophoresis in the zone electrophoresis. In the paper electrophoresis, the filter paper such as Wattmann paper number 1 and number 3 in strip of 3 or 5 centimeter wide have been used to good effect. Separation takes place in 12 to 14 hours. So in paper electrophoresis, there are the two types. There is the horizontal paper electrophoresis and the vertical paper electrophoresis. So in horizontal paper electrophoresis, filter paper is horizontally placed on the electrophoretic chamber, and in vertical paper electrophoresis, the paper is crossed in the electrophoretic chamber. So various advantages of the paper electrophoresis are it is the economical method and easy to use. So disadvantages for this method are certain compounds such as protein, hydrophilic molecules cannot be resolved due to the adsorptive and ionogenic properties of paper, which results in tailing and distortion of components bands. So electroosmosis is also the disadvantage for this method. So we see the gel electrophoresis. Separation is brought about through molecular sieving technique based on the molecular size of the substance. So here gel is the material used as the molecular sieve. So gel is a colloid in a solid form. It is important that the support media is electrically neutral. Different types of gel which can be used are agar and agarogel, starch, Sepadex, polyacrylamide gel. A porous gel acts as a sieve by retarding or in some cases by completely obstructing the movement of macromolecules while allowing smaller molecules to migrate freely. So next is the thin layer electrophoresis. It studies can be carried out in thin layer of silica and alumina. It is the alternative method of the thin layer chromatography, or it is the similar to the thin layer chromatography. So here is the advantage for this method. The less time is required for the separation and the good resolution is obtained in the thin layer electrophoresis. So disadvantage is the widely used in combined electrophoretic chromatography studies in two-dimensional study of proteins and nucleic acid hydrolysates. Next is the cellulose acetate electrophoresis. It contains 2 to 3 acetyl groups per glucose unit and its absorption capacity is less than that of the paper. It gives the sharper bands and provides a good background for the staining glycoproteins. So here are the various advantages for the cellulose acetate electrophoresis are the no tailing of protein or hydrophilic material, available in wide range of the particle size and layer thickness, gives the sharp bands and offer good resolution, and here is the high voltage can be applied which will enhance the resolution. So here are the disadvantages, like it is the expensive method and the presence of sulfonic and carboxylic residues cause induced electroosmosis during electrophoresis. Here are the various applications of the cellulose acetate electrophoresis are the widely used in analysis of clinical and biological protein samples that are the albumin and globulins, and it is the alternative to the paper electrophoresis. So we see the second type of the electrophoresis, that is the moving boundary electrophoresis. So the principle is the moving boundary method allows the charged species to migrate in a free moving solution without the supporting medium. So in zone electrophoresis there is requirement of the supporting medium, but in moving boundary electrophoresis there is not a requirement of the supporting medium. Here is the resolution can be done without the supporting medium. So we see the instrumentation. Instrumentation consists of a U-shaped glass cell of rectangular cross section with electrodes placed on the one each of the limbs of the cell. So sample solution is introduced at the bottom or through the side arm, and the apparatus is placed in a constant temperature bath at 40 degrees Celsius. So detection is done by measuring refractive index throughout the solution. So here are the various advantages for the moving boundary electrophoresis. That is it is the biologically active fractions can be recovered without the use of denaturing agents. And the second one is the reference method for measuring electrophoretic mobility. Third one is the minute concentration of the sample can be detected. Minute concentration like the 0.05 mg per ml by interferometric optical system. So various disadvantages, it is the costlier method to use and the elaborate optical system are required. Applications to study homogeneity of a macromolecular system and the analysis of the complex biological mixture. So here in that moving boundary electrophoresis, we see the isoelectric focusing electrophoresis in detail. So isoelectric focusing electrophoresis began in 1964 when Olaf Westerberg filed a Swedish patent on the synthesis of new chemicals called carrier ampholytes. This technique was popularized by H. Svensson in Sweden. Isoelectric focusing is a technique for separating different amphoteric molecules based on their isoelectric point. The isoelectric is the pH at which at which the net charge of the protein is 0. So isoelectric means the same charge is present on the anode or in the protein molecule. So principle. So isoelectric focusing is performed in a pH gradient. Proteins are amphoteric molecules with acidic and basic buffering groups that are present on the side chain of the proteins. In basic environment, the acidic groups become negatively charged, and in acidic environment, the basic groups become positively charged. So isoelectric point is important here. That is the pH where the charge of protein is 0. Protein with the same molecular weight will separate out by pH. Protein are positively charged in solution at pH values below isoelectric point and will migrate towards the cathode. Proteins are negatively charged in solution at pH values above isoelectric point and will migrate towards the anode. So ampholytes are the low molecular mass having the 600 to 900 Dalton. Ampholytes are help to maintain the pH gradient in the presence of high voltage in the isoelectric focusing electrophoresis. So the method is used for the isoelectric focusing electrophoresis. The pH gradient is established in gel by addition of ampholytes, which increase the pH from anode to cathode. A protein mixture is placed in a well on the gel. With an applied electric field, proteins enter the gel migrates until each reaches its pH equivalent to its isoelectric point. Each species of protein is thereby focused into a narrow band about its isoelectric point. The anode of the column is connected to a reservoir containing an acidic solution like phosphoric acid, and cathode is connected to a reservoir containing alkaline solution like sodium hydroxide. On opening the two reservoirs valves, the two solutions are allowed to diffuse into the column from their respective ends, setting up a pH gradient between the acidic anode and the alkaline cathode. The valves are then closed and the current is switched on, causing the carrier ampholytes to migrate until they reach the pH regions where they have no net charge. They will then remain stationary at these points. So here are the advantages for the isoelectric focusing electrophoresis. That is, as spreading of bands is minimized due to application of the applied field and the pH gradient, high resolution can be achieved. Proteins that differ by a little as 0.001 pH units can be separated. So here are the very disadvantages also. So because the carrier ampholytes are generally used in high concentration, high voltage up to 2000 voltage is necessary. So as a result, the electrophoretic matrix must be cooled, which sometimes makes it difficult. So here are the various applications for the isoelectric focusing. For separating proteins and peptides, the isoelectric focusing is very important. For research in enzymology, immunology, cytology, and taxonomy. So here are the various references that I have used for the presentation. Thank you.